You see it?
Yes.
There it is. You can tell there was a huge knot just located right here on the middle of his back. That knot consists of constant lifting things up and doing a lot of workload that loads up this mid back. And there's probably years and years of range of motion that has caused this issue to reoccur over the years. Now, when it comes down to it, you have adhesions, and that's basically where two fascia points meet up. And when those points meet up, they cause a sticking. So you have fascia for two separate muscles, and whenever they stick together, it causes that adhesion. When these adhesions are there for years, it becomes scar tissue. Now, it calcifies, and in that, you get a lot of these big, deep adhesions in the lower back. Now, we're trying to break this apart, and so right here, I'm gonna go in with my forearm, and you might actually be able to hear some of that. It's all that crunching from all the scar tissue that's been there. And so I'm gonna find that spot, and we're gonna do some trigger point therapy. So I'm gonna hold right there, and we're gonna follow it up. Or we're just gonna stay right there. We're gonna do a hold. You feeling it, bro? You good?
Yeah.
Good, good, good. So we're putting pressure right here, right upon it, and we're just gonna let it do its thing. 1, 2, boom. And already I'm beginning to see a reduction in that mid and lower back, because it pulls all the way down into the lower back. Just as you saw that it was in the mid back, it's also just pulling straight down over here. So now we're using the gua sha, and it is heated so that way we can kind of bring some more elasticity to the muscle, get it to relax a little bit, so that way we can break up any excess of adhesions that we find throughout the back, just like that. And I can feel it pull this way to the hip. So whenever I feel that, I'd like to do tucks-in therapy to kind of reset it. So we're gonna go right here, and we're just gonna do a little bit of tucks-in therapy. Just like that. And I just felt all of that just let go. Boom. Finally, I see the last trigger point that I need to hit. It'll be coming from the upper portion. So I'm gonna come up from up here, and I'm gonna push downwards, and then I'm pushing up. And it'll be right there. And that's where the last trigger point is. And it should start to deflate after about 10 to 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, boom, there it goes. And I can't imagine how much pain and restriction this would cause him. My goodness. And there you go. We can see that it's reduced quite a bit. Now what we need to do is we're gonna do cupping to do some myofascial decompression, because he has all of this that needs to be pulled apart. And we're gonna cup all the way down. We're gonna cup all the way down to the lower back. I'm gonna follow the trail that I made right here with the hammers, because this is what was pulling down to his hip, possibly to the glute, and definitely to the hamstring, because he does have some tension in his hamstring. There we go. Now we're gonna leave that on for 5 minutes, and while that's going on, I'm going to be working the opposing side. Okay guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and take off all the cups, and we're gonna review to see what they look like. Now as you can tell, these two are a little purple still, but the other ones are looking pretty good. As we take the rest off, let's see where they're at. and they all look relatively healthy for the most part. These two obviously are darker, and as we saw how big the knot was, I'm not surprised that these are a little bit darker. And now I'm gonna go through it one more time to do a polish and see how it's going. It's definitely a lot easier to push in. And he's saying that there's an improvement in the in the pain level, so less pain. It actually pulls on the rib cage a little bit. Now I can actually follow it. It doesn't feel like a lump. It goes all the way around right here, this way, up. And it actually goes up to the lat. But let's give it one more deep polish right here. One right here. 1, 2, 3. All right, and after one session, let's give it another laugh. There we go. A major reduction in a matter of an hour. Well, actually, this was actually 30 minutes. So a major reduction in a matter of 30 minutes simply by doing myofascial decompression added in with the detailing work here at Greater Therapeutics.